to another episode of Abegwhosendme. My name is Titilayo Ekundayo. I'm your host for today. And if you're an entrepreneur, a wannabe entrepreneur, this is the podcast you should be listening to. Today we have an amazing guest. Oluwatimilehin Folagbade is a consummate businessman, if I must say. He has started, business as far back as when he was young, and he has been learning interesting lessons as an entrepreneur. Of course, he has paid the price, in losing money, interacting with funny individuals and all of that. Timilehin prides himself as a critical problem solver, and he loves to solve problems on a large scale. He's a social problem solver. Nice to have you on the show today, Timilehin.
Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for.
You're using big words.
Big words. Well, it is what it is. Okay, so Timilehin, judging from your interesting background of starting different businesses and dealing with different people at different points in your life, what will you say are the things that need to be in place before one can say, I'm starting a business?
In the first place, there's no specific list of things you need to put in place. Like, this is a must-have. But there's some basic things you need to I think you need to have as a business owner, and as a let me use the word startup founder, probably an entrepreneur. First of all, you need to understand yourself. You need to understand the scale of the problem you want to deal with. You need to understand the size of the vision and the size of your dream. It's not a must for you to have that anyway. You just started a business, and before you know it becomes bigger than what they expect. So you need to know how to deal with people. You need to know how to treat customers. You learn along the job. So like I said, you don't have to have everything. You don't have to have it. There's no perfect list, but you learn on the job. So what's the I think another attribute you need to have is you never say attitude. Never say die attitude. Because it's not going to be easy. Anybody that is telling you that the business is easy, let me use the word, it's scam. So
it's karma. When somebody says start your own business, it's easy. Don't do a 9 to 5. It's karma.
Permit me to use Yoruba. Scammer gidi.
Scammer, like legit scammer.
Yeah, they just scam. So, but you see, the another thing that drive people into business is they say you have a luxury of time, you can do whatever you want and all that, and that's another big scam. Because in most cases, take for example, now this night I can remember still sending out an email like around 2 or 3 o'clock, 9 to 5.
AM, Abby?
Yes, AM. Yes, I want that for anybody 9 to 5. So you don't really have probably maybe a little bit of flexibility of time, but you are working all the time, like seriously all the time. So the time of like say you have a time of it's another big scam. You work your ass off. So
okay, so if I were to reiterate what I think you said, Timmy, you are saying that it is a scam to think that you have all the time in the world when you're working on your business. You probably just have flexibility of time, but then it's normal that 2 a.m., 3 a.m. You meet your fellow entrepreneurs on the street of sending emails and working on proposals.
Yes, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Okay, I think there was a particular point in time I gave a UI UX designer a job, and I want them to redesign our entire platform. And 2 weeks, this individual was still designing a landing page after doing all the research and all that. 2 weeks.
2 weeks, a landing page.
Yes, he was designing a landing page. And meanwhile, I'm an architect by training. I understand design, and I've taken a couple of courses on UI UX. I basically understand the whole UI UX system. I don't want to design it myself because I want an external what is it called, the party to do that, so as to take away biases and all that. So I'm on a 192. I designed the entire back end in one night.
Are you serious?
I think I started around 7 o'clock that day. I did not sleep until around 6, I'm correct. That particular day. Yes, there were a lot of errors. It was the first draft, so we kept on correcting and all that. But basically, in 3 weeks, the whole platform was ready. So the whole luxury of time you have is a very big scam. At that point in time, my friends were telling me, "Hey, guy, you need to relax. Guy, calm down, guy."
But guy, you cannot calm down because
you can't really calm. Because there's this picture, there's this bigger picture you have to you have to keep looking at and all that. So
it's actually funny that we entrepreneurs together a lot. Our friends tell us, "Hey, calm down, like take a break, like chill." And you are looking like I am chilly as I day like this. I've not slept for 3 days, but I still dey chill.
Yeah, so but then there's another thing we also need to put in place, in as much as we are trying to build business. There's no point making money and not being able to enjoy it.
Very true.
So your health is something you have to also take care of. Take for example now, since January 7th, I've not consumed noodles and I've not taken any carbonated drink.
Wow, that's a great achievement. Really?
So I think in less than 2 weeks it will be a year now. And I've started taking early morning walks too. So your health is actually very, very, very paramount. You need to know that yes, I'm trying to make money, I'm trying to solve problems and make money while doing that. But you also need to prioritize your health, take rest, go on vacations if you have the money to do that.
When you
spend
say
time with
vacation,
family member.
when you say vacation, I'm hearing money.
No, so like I said, everything's all about skill.
Okay.
You need to know. There's some people who can afford to go on vacation to places like Kenya, Rwanda, Mauritius, and the likes. And there's some people probably the vacation they can take is Kijara Kiji, Kongosi, and let me say, maybe retire to their family house at the village and all that. It's still a form of vacation. It's a time of you spending, taking time away from work. So you don't really have to go on vacation. Yes, great. Breathe fresh air, refresh your memory, say, okay, fine, I'm not touching work for like the next 2-3 days, and probably go and visit your friends at that time. And all you do is sleep, watch movie.
That's strange.
And, you grab now. Yeah, sleep. So, but you learn to do it, you grab now. These are things I do very well. I think that was when I was still in school. When I was in school, I really did not spend my holidays at home. I spend my holidays at Abuja. All I do at Abuja is sleep, eat, and watch movie. So these are things you need to learn to do. So,
okay. Thank you, Timmy, for taking us on a brief discussion on how entrepreneurs should learn to take care of themselves. Really, it's something that we can't say enough. Entrepreneurs tend to sacrifice their health at the expense of their business. You want to grow the business, but then when the business now grows, where's the health to take care of it? So thank you for that reminder. Back to the first thing you said, you talked about one of the important things that you must put in place is to understand yourself. What does understanding yourself mean? Because it sounds really ambiguous. If I say, okay, I want to start a business, but one of the things I have to have checked is understand myself. What does that mean? And in what context?
So I'll use myself as an example, and myself, I'm very, very spontaneous. I'm a very spontaneous guy. I like doing things on the spot. But that makes me very prone to making mistakes and errors. Okay. So I understand that okay, fine, this is my personality. So in most cases, before I send anything out, or probably before I put anything in the public domain, I always try to have either my co-founder or probably people close to me, or probably friends in the business, to cross-check these things with me, to give it a second eye, to give it a second view and all that. That's me understanding the kind of person I am. So another thing is you understanding whether you're a people person, probably whether you're bad at communication, or probably you don't know how to you're not very good with numbers in terms of your accounting and all that. If you're in business, you need to be good with numbers, by the way. So you need to understand yourself for who you are. You need to understand whether you are the aggressive type of person and you can't deal with customer complaints or probably customer feedbacks. But those things are essential for you to run a business successfully. So you need to know, okay, fine, these are my strengths, these are my weaknesses, and how do I deal with them? Okay, fine. For someone like me, I don't really try to improve my weakness, to be honest with you. I outsource my weakness to the strongest person I know that can actually deal with that. So that's me understanding myself. And in most cases, if I do, okay, fine, these are things I need to improve myself on, I do that. Take for example, when I was running my first major business, Classic Food, graphics designer were charging me 7.5, 5K, 11K, depending on the kind of designs you want to do. And I was like, oh, I can't pay this money. It's not because I don't really have the money, because it does not make sense at that point in time for me to pay graphics and that kind of money. Talk about 2013, 2014.
Okay.
I learned graphics design. So I learned how to use Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, Corrector, and all that. So that is me understanding myself.
But then considering the fact that you're an architect, you already have a design background, so it's easy for you to vex and say, I'm going to learn this myself.
And so it's not everything, like I said, it's not everything you learn yourself. You find people who can join you in doing that, or probably can do it for you free. You should know how to talk to people and convince them. I think one of my greatest strengths, or probably one of the things my friends hate doing with me is negotiating, because they don't when it comes to negotiating, I'm thinking okay. So you need to know yourself and know your strengths and know where you are good at and know where you're not good at. And find people that can actually help you get those things done or probably improve those things. So it's more about, like I said, it's not about you understand yourself. You seriously need to understand yourself. Know what you are good at, know what you're not good at, and know how you can navigate those things. So it's just basically that. That's just it, if you ask me. So it's not something really very focused. It's also focused to anyway, because you can take some people as much as 2-3 years, 4-5 years to even understand themselves and discover themselves fully. So in fact, I think you keep discovering yourself every day, by the way. So but at least you need to understand your basic strength.
Yes. Thank you, Timmy, for that. If I were to recap what I think that you said, is to say that to thyself be true. Meaning, look at yourself in a mirror and look at, okay, so Titi, you have strength in 1, 2, 3, 4. You are not that good in 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so can we look for somebody that is good in 4, 5, 6, 7 that can help us achieve this objective? And then can we strengthen this strength that you have?
Exactly. So
all right.
That's just it.
That's just it. Okay, thank you very much. And then to cap it up would be that knowing yourself is a continuous journey. So we never get to the point where bendy, I finally know myself. It is a everyday girder journey. So yeah, thank you for that. Understand yourself. Then the second thing I brought out from what you said earlier was have a can-do spirit. So can you tell us of a scenario where what saw you through that period was your can-do spirit, and then how can a can-do spirit be nurtured?
So this question is making me laugh because there are several scenarios. Okay, fine. I will still go back to my first business, Classic Food.
Okay.
So Classic Food was basically serving. We're operating in a private school.
Okay.
And we don't cook. So you basically have to buy food. And at that point in time, we had, I think, about 2-3 major restaurants serving a population of 5,000 plus. So you can imagine us trying to buy food at particular spots. You usually have hundreds of people at the very minimum like 50 or 60 people trying to buy same thing. Rice, jollof rice, fried rice, eba, semo, whatever it is. At the same point in time. So that was one of the reasons why we started classic food, more like something like very close to Jumia food, just to be able to reduce that. And the core point is to reduce the crowd at the cafeteria at that point in time. So I employed this guy from the neighboring town which the guy is supposed to help us with. He's a delivery guy basically. And there's some days this guy will not come to work. They won't tell you that they're not coming to work. And I do private school now, you have to dress officially and wear your and all those things. Sometimes I'll be in my suit and tie, receiving classes. And, I can't lose this customer. Maybe somebody with just 10 orders of maybe a plate of rice and all that. I know on a plate of rice I get maybe like 100 naira and all that. So I will leave my class and deliver this food in the hot sun. Wearing suit.
Wearing suit and tie. Carrying rice.
Thank you. Sometimes in a very good native, maybe on Friday. On Sundays, in most cases, when my friends are chilling and relax, we do all these things. We step up. Or probably when we have tons and tons of orders, and the delivery guy himself cannot really handle that myself. Yes, myself and all that. So, and you may be able to think fast and all that. So that's the scenario. So that scenario was so when we started to Guava credits, we were operating from Akure, and many of our customers were in Akure in the States. So we started gaining traction in Ibadan, and we needed to do more like physical verification of these customers, these businesses. We were basically serving business at that point in time. SMEs and all that. So just needed to have somebody on ground to verify the information of people, see if they are credible, if they really say what is submitted online is actually the correct thing. So we employed a lady, and that lady was doing fine. She came over from First Bank and all that. And suddenly we paid our first month's salary and this stopped coming to work.
Why?
Till today, no communication, nothing.
She just disappeared.
Is
she alright? Like, is she fine? Hope it's not like she was sick or something.
I forgot point in time I tried finding out, are you fine? What's the issue and all that? But definitely, I don't think I think she's alright. She just stopped coming to work probably. I don't know. I can't really figure out. And this lady was responsible for us disbursing millions of naira within the street of Ibadan.
Hey. Okay.
I moved based.
You have to move millions now, so
So I have to move base, and I came to Ibadan. Started doing the job myself, because at that point in time 70% of our customers were coming from Ibadan. So, and our developers at that point in time were still ghosting us. On this street now. So it's
like different fires at the same time. We are trying to quench.
Honestly speaking, so we could not verify them on the go and all that. So it has to be basically manual. I find these people address. I created a new conversation with them. Tell them to find the guy. Yes. Anytime this guy is telling you that you need to talk to our boss, I'm the boss. I'm the person. So
because you have to make sure that she's not still having conversations with them outside the conversation.
Yeah. So, but one thing I respect her for, one thing I actually cherish her for doing is this. Till today, she does not communicate with them. Anytime anybody talk to her, she referred them back to us, which I think is still actually very interesting. She does not talk to me. If I message her, she does not reply me. But when any customer talks to her, she refer them back to me. So that's one of the can-do spirits. Then at one point in time, we're having tons and tons of people who are credit worthy, we're requesting money. to run the business, and we could not really meet up the demand because we don't really have money in our cash flow. I had to start calling people. I had to step up my game.
And talk back. Add in customers.
Yes, okay. Take for example, there's particular woman in Akure. That woman usually borrow between 200 to £1 million, and she has never, I repeat, she has been a customer for close to a year. Never default. So imagine somebody now calling you, hey, it's me, I'm in the market. I need to buy some products. You know this Mama Lodger, I need to do the stocks. I need to buy some products. Please, can I get this money and all that? In most cases, they would have been giving you a signal like 2 weeks before. Am I in the woo? But you keep telling them that, okay, fine, I'll press online, you have to apply online and all that. And in most cases, these people are not tech savvy. They need their daughters or probably their sons to help them. So when they call you, you understand their plight. But you still try to help them out and tell them, okay, fine, mommy filled this form and all that. So that lady called us at a particular point in time and said she needed money. I think about 450k or so. And I was like, we don't have that money. So deep down I knew we'd have that money, but turning out that we really got kind of being disappointing and all that. I find that money come out. So you just have to learn how to do that, and then have to keep it going when things are not in your favor. Okay, at this point in time when our developers refuse to talk to us, so we build our MVP. We build our MVP, we have our API working and all that. We're discussing with complaints and clients to use our product and all that. We're discussing with VC, talking to angel investors, and we didn't have any program. I was readily and I was trying to look for CTO and all that. And that's I said something at that time earlier on that you really don't understand yourself and know what your business needs. So you're only a tech business. You're basically in the city if you're a tech guy. So and if you're thinking you can freelance, yes, there's some roles you can freelance, but you need somebody who will always be there to quench the fire when the fire arises. If you're a technical person, you get to be in a technical business. And those are the things we learn the difficult way. Like that, okay, fine. I had a friend who was running a startup at the CTO, the co-founder, was siphoning money.
That's another Abegwhosendme.
Yeah, serious one. I'm not talking about 500k. I'm talking about millions of naira.
Millions. Oh God.
And how do you spin that? So all these things are. So it does not come in a particular way. It comes in different ways. Or probably you are using an hosting platform and they just decide to went upgrade for like 12 hours.
Your clients cannot use
your solution for like 12 hours. So that's really frustrating. So all those things, it does not really come in a particular way. It comes in different ways and different dimensions. But you just have to keep going. That's just it.
So so I get your point, Timmy. These different scenarios you've painted are very discouraging scenarios that one can give up. But you're saying that you can't allow that to stop you. But then how do you how do you fortify yourself in such a way that when you get to those moments, you have the strength to keep going? Because that person that the co-founder was siphoning millions from the business is enough reason to shut down the business. But how do you move on at this very critical period and point? What must you do to be in shape to make sure that when these things happen, you can make the right decisions and then you can move?
So, I think the first thing is having the big picture, having a clear view of the big picture. This is where we are going. Even before you even start the business, you need to have that in mind. This is where we are going, and there will be challenges. So when those things come up, just not okay, find one of these challenges and all that. If you have challenges, you can survive. Right? There are some challenges that will eat you and the best option you have is to close the business. That's gospel truth. Or pause. That's what happened at that. So knowing when to do that is actually very, very good. You pause, continue on the business, act as if you're Jagaban, and Joshua, or whatever the boxing champion is. So knowing when to do that is, but for me, I think is fixing an eye on the goal, knowing what the big picture is, knowing what you want to solve, knowing that this is really very good advice. Knowing that if I can solve this problem, actually billionaire is in the bag waiting for me.
Well, I think putting your eyes on the reward too is a good motivation actually. If you look at the reward, it's a good motivation too.
And then knowing the numbers of lives you can actually change and can develop impact is actually something else. For someone like me, I have a dream and a vision of directly or indirectly helping out to create 2 million jobs in my lifetime.
Oh, okay.
So when those things come up, I'm just like, it's part of it. Right, the goal is 2 million jobs.
So you can't stop until that goal is achieved.
So that goal is achieved, and I have a timeline for that. So these are things you just have to keep reminding yourself. Self motivation. It's very paramount.
Alright.
So this is it. In the journey of running a business, there's going to be ups and downs. You are going to have face challenges in terms of people management, money management, and a lot of other challenges will come. But knowing how to navigate these things, there's no particular blueprint on how to navigate these things. But you must be willing to talk the talk and walk the walk. You must know why you're solving that problem. And like I said earlier, you must know when to pause, when to stop, and when to move on. And it's not every idea you have that you must start almost immediately. You might not have the necessary skill, you might not have the necessary managerial experience, have the necessary clout to push that particular finances to push that solution. So the right thing is to pause a bit, get those skills if you can get them, develop yourself, work in a place that can give you an added advantage in solving those problems. And before you know, little or no time, you get those things done. And that cocoa is this: hard work does not solve every problem.
Hard work, Abby?
Yes, does not solve every problem.
Okay.
You have to be very smart, get the right information, very, very essential, know who to meet, know how to network with people. The bottom line is know how to navigate things in a very, very wise way. That's it.
Know how to navigate things in a very wise way. So it doesn't have to be the hard way, just do it the smart way.
Smart way. It's the smart way.
The smart way ever.
Smart way.
Alright, thank you very much, Timmy. I'm sure a lot of people are learning and would learn from this podcast. Thank you very much, Timmy. It has been nice having this conversation with you. We wish you all the very best in growing Guava credits, and we hope we can bring you on the podcast some other time.